All right, parenting is hard. It's easy sometimes to dismiss our kiddos' feelings and just say, oh, they're just emotional. But there are better ways to actually unpack those emotions.
Yeah, so joining us this morning is our 9 News parenting expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler. Dr. Ziegler, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so there's this new study that's out.
Yep.
Tell us a bit about that.
So it's really interesting. There's something called an attributional bias. So what that just simply means is how you attribute whatever happened, what do you attribute it to, actually has outcomes on kids. So they studied this and they said when basically kids have emotional dysregulation, which is the fancy term for like, you know, they're out of sorts, they're having meltdowns, they're irritable, those kinds of things. What a parent attributes it to changes their child's mental health outcome. So it's linked to anxiety, depression, aggression. So how you say, so let's say your kid is, you know, having a hard time and then we're somewhere and I look at you and I say, oh, he always does this when we go food shopping, right? He always does this means that's a dispositional attribution. Like this is just who he is. This is a part of his personality.
You're almost giving him a characteristic now.
Yes, and those kids have the worst outcomes.
Oh,
so if you say they always do this, oh, they're just like this. And I mean, I've said things like that, right?
Right, same. And I don't just do that to kids, I do that to my partner too. And I can tell, yeah.
Right, and we all know we don't like that when someone's like, oh yeah, you always do that. And you're like, always? Like, you know, like this is just who you think I am, right? So that's the first kind, and those are the worst outcomes. And probably things that parents, honestly, you do. Like yesterday I was aware of myself. Did I say anything dispositional today because it was on my mind? The second one though is called emotional dismissing. So the kid's having a meltdown and then the reaction is just like, oh, get over it. You're so overreacting. That has pretty poor outcomes too. So you don't want to dismiss your kids. You don't want to say this is just always who you are. You don't want to say, oh, you know, just get over this. What you want to do is the third one, which is called emotional coaching. So that's just to say like, yeah, it's really hard when we stay out late, or yeah, it's really hard when we broke up our routine. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to cry. Those are the kids who had the better outcomes.
Really?
Yes.
The ones you make feel okay to be themselves and do what they need to do.
How do you find the fine line though? I have one daughter. I have a daughter. She's very emotional.
Yep.
And so I don't want to do what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't want her to continue to do that.
Yes.
You know? Like, so what do we say? How do we find the fine line?
Good question.
It's a great question. And so I think I'm really leaning on that term emotional coaching. So you don't just say like, oh, it's okay to have a meltdown because you're tired, right? Like you can say like, hey, I understand, honey, this is really hard. It's late and we're out. I had to stop at the store. You thought we were going home. I understand that's making you upset, right? And then they keep crying or whatever. And you coach them through it. So sometimes we have to do plan B. And so how about we go in, I'll get these 3 things, maybe they can help you. You go get those 3 things. We'll get to that checkout line really fast. Emotional coaching says, I acknowledge, I validate why you're upset, and I'm gonna coach you through how to get through it.
You're still correcting throughout the process.
Yes,
You're
but
not
it's
just
coming
letting
from
it
a place
slide.
of love.
Yes, okay, it's kind of like a place of understanding and empathy of like, we've been there.
Right, as opposed to, oh,
yes,
I have to stop at the store. Why do you always do this to me?
Right.
I have to, you know, and I just think like I'm reenacting what probably a lot of people do.
Absolutely.
You're frustrated too. So that's the other piece of this study and many other studies, which is they feed off of our own emotional regulation.
She's talking about kids, but I think this is good to do with
Everyone.
everybody,
It's
right?
relationships,
Truly,
right?
truly, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Just kids tend to have more of those temper tantrums and meltdowns, I feel. Oh, my Cali girl. So this is really, this is really good
Just
advice.
gonna coach her through that.
Yes, because I feel like yesterday I did all the wrong things. So this is good to know. Dr. Ziegler, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.